Ew, I don't want this one. I want that one.
What's the difference? It's the same.
It's a different tea bag.
It's a different tea bag. You're giving me the tea bag that tastes nasty.
Tastes like sugar.
Tastes like medicine.
It needs honey. Honey!
We got Fivio Foreign, Kanye West, Alicia Keys, City of Gods. She will dig God.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine.
Look, nigga, this my shit. Welcome to the city of gods. Pop was the king of New York. Now I'm the nigga in charge. Only the drillers, the city is ours. Found out the ops when you pick them apart. I give them my time, so I give them my heart. If the city love me, then they're really a star.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine.
Oh my God, hearing Alicia Keys for me is so nostalgic, and the first thing I think about is Empire State of Mind. I mean, obviously she had a ton of classics. Like the first song I think I ever heard was Fallen. No One was really good, and those are just like her main hits. There's a lot of hits that I forget the
Wait, what was the second one?
No One.
No One.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like she was really talented. It's been a minute since I heard her on any track.
Man, I love like having her sing her part and then having like that like rough instrumental. Like when I hear that instrumental, I automatically think of Kanye and Fivio because of that song that they did together. That last one. It has like the very similar like I don't even know how to describe that sound. It's very electric. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Alicia Keys compliments like urban rappers, like hard rappers,
She
really well.
softens it.
Yeah, like that song with Jay-Z, it was a really good blend with them too. And even now with Fivio.
Yeah, she's literally vocally flawless.
Go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine. 'Cause I'm losing my lover to the arms of another. New York City, please go easy on me.
Yeah, look, this is the city of money and balance. Everything we do is gonna come with a challenge. Every bitch you fuck is gonna come with a balance. Every shooter with me is coming in silence. And you niggas better pick a side. You niggas side hop. If I want them to not let you come into the city, it's my option. This is the home of the fly shopping. This is where the bitches gonna watch pockets. When I'm on TV, I gotta look good, cause I know the whole block watching. If you chill with the ops, we is not vibing. If I see him in person, we fox following. Yeah, the police is on us, we not stopping. Yeah, the police is on us, we not stopping. This is the town of the big drip. Smooth talk. Millie rock, money dance, woo walk. You will not survive being too soft. Been a long time, we took a new law. Shoot a show until we got a new cause. If we stop, then we let it cool off.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine. 'Cause I'm losing my lover to the arms of another. New York City, please go easy on me.
We went off the grid. We ain't watched Stone, we took it. We went viral on them, they looking. It's a Sunday service in Brooklyn. It's a city that come with the lights. I'm with the drillers that come with the night. They ain't do 4 years of college, but they'll do 25 to life. We make money every night. Never too big of a price. After I buy the Chicago Bulls, I'ma go on link with Mike. And if I let him have my wife, niggas should thank me. With this Balenciaga and Balenci boots and a new blue Yankee. This is jam so focused, throwing a mask, no COVID. I'ma turn your life to a meme.
Don't want to mask, no COVID. Yo, I really like Kanye here.
I really like this song. I love the visuals that you get. It's It's so good. Like the fact that it's black and white and the fact that you're seeing all this like play and angles. Like it's just so good to look at.
Yeah, I think I think it was a really great choice that they did in black and white.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have, I mean, it still would have been a great video, but
sorry, go ahead.
no, it's fine. I was just going to say it just adds a different feel that I can't really explain in words.
Yeah, it's just it actually like the first thing that comes into my head is just this is the epitome of just pure talent in raw form. And when you see that there's just like certain shadows. Like I love the fact that they played with shadows and angles and just merely darkness, but like showing hints of light. And when you do see the light, it's just so nice to look at. I don't know how else to say it. And it's just interesting, like when you hear Alicia's part, she says, I'm losing my lover to the arms of another. There's two ways of interpreting that. You know, losing the person to another person in like a romantic relationship, but also in the form of violence. Because when I think of what's happening today, I automatically think of that.
Yeah, and I think even like losing a person to New York, right? Because New York has a lot to offer people. And, you know, and that's why they say, I forget exactly what she said, but she said something along the lines of, New York, be kind to me or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I think about like how hard New York can be in a lot of ways. And one of those things would be maintaining relationships because like you might have an opportunity, you might have more options, you might come across violence, you might get arrested. I mean, there's a
Like
lot of
career.
things. Right, exactly. And so because it's considered a city of opportunity, that also comes with losing things. Also because you have to make sacrifices.
That's true.
And so it can be a very hard place to live in. And that's why they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Because it's one of the hardest places to make it because it's so competitive. And
They also say that about driving, too. If you can drive in New York, you can drive anywhere.
Yeah, seriously. Your parallel parking is like going to be top notch by the time you leave the city if you decide to drive here, which I wouldn't recommend.
I mean, kind of adding on to what you're saying, you know, where if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I wonder if that was kind of the inspiration of naming the song City of Gods, right? Like when you think of a god, you think of an entity that is immortal.
Yeah.
So
This is jam so focused, throwing a mask, no COVID. I'ma turn your life to a meme, let Justin LeBoy post it. You got an album, postpone it. I dropped two and they both going. I got a feeling they in the feelings. They filming the show but won't show it. You gotta watch me in slow motion. I'm in that wide body Benz. I go back to college, do an album and then drop out again. Took me a minute to get here. My vision is crystal clear. Hey Fivio, excuse me, but this a feature of the year. I feel like Sinatra in these streets. Me and Drizzy, we at peace. This the backpack with the polo and the first Jesus piece. I'm from the shop, but I'm always New York in the city. They treat me like Jesus is walking. I've been through the pain and all of the torment. I say in his name, I'm making a point. Now it's time to give him hell. Ask my staff, I pay him well. This afternoon, 100 goons pulling up to SNL. When I pull up, it's dead on arrival. They act like they love you, they don't even like you. They throw a party, won't even invite you. I see the same thing happen to Michael. You black, you rich, they saying you psycho. It's like a cycle. If you text me anything hype, you better text back and say it's a typo. The city of gods, no city is like you. It's the new New York, yeah, it's the GOAT. Fivio is viral, and it's the Bible.
New York City, please go easy on me tonight. New York City, please go easy on this heart of mine.
Oh, so she said, go easy on me. So I think it really represents like how hard it could be.
I love what Kanye says. I love that he kind of hints that if he were to do it again, he would go to school and then drop out again.
And it also references his album, College
Right.
Dropout. Yeah. And I like how Kanye touches on the fakeness of that world of celebrity. And someone like Kanye can obviously relate because he's been dragged through the muds. You know, they really threw a lot of dirt on his name that year. He went to the mental institution because he had that incident at one of his concerts where he started like ranting. And so they really painted him in a negative light during that time. So I think he really has a lot to share on those kind of experiences where he was really portrayed as the bad guy. Or at least like someone that was not sane.
It's interesting because I look at him differently. I look at him as someone that always shows that he can get through something that a typical person probably wouldn't. Like, remember his first song ever, Through the Wire? Maybe not his first song ever, but first like huge radio hit, Through the Wire.
Oh yeah.
And that story that he talks about, and how even with that accident, he still like rapped and sang. And even with his dropout background and then his incident at the mental institution, and still, like, I feel like he's still, I wouldn't say being dragged, but he has so much bad publicity, but he just doesn't seem to care.
Right.
Like, people still go and listen to him, and like, you can't help but appreciate his form, like his art form.
I mean, similar to any celebrity that goes through those difficult times, the bounce back is always fun to watch, right? Mm-hmm. So I agree with everything you said. And although the media tried to portray him as something that maybe he wasn't, the bounce back and the comeback is always really fun to watch. Like, similarly to Tiger Woods, right? Like, he went through that like towards the end of his career where the media really like went after him with all these scandals and these women, and through all that comes back years later after injuries, perseveres, comes back, and then wins another tournament. So I think Kanye, similarly in music, he's doing the same thing, and he's done a lot. I mean, not just music wise, but you have like the Yeezys, you have this thing he's doing now with this platform that you actually have to buy this device to
listen to his music.
Right? So he's very creative, and in a sense you could consider him a genius when it comes to marketing his material and understanding the business aspect of music. So you can't take that away from him, regardless of what you don't like or what you don't agree with.
Like, what's the equivalent of like a mad scientist, but like artist? Like, that's what I would describe him, because he just does not stop. Kind of like a mad scientist, like they just don't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lastly, like, I would just say he always does a great job making himself relevant.
Yeah, and I think as he continues to reinvent himself, he's able to do that. And I think that's what a lot of these really good artists that are able to sustain long careers, a lot of them have that pattern of being able to like change and then make different style of music and then stay relevant and not like regurgitating the same style of music.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of artists do that too. And some of them still find success doing that. But he's not one of those artists.
Yeah, the GOAT, Fivio is viral, and it's the Bible.
Wow. Oh, I didn't even realize that it said in loving memory. I love the last part. Wow, like you can see the huge shadow that Alicia Keys casts, right? Like when she's standing in front of the light, you can see like her long shadow, and that's got to be deliberate, kind of showing how like big she is.